So in this episode of Roundabout with Dan, we are going to try some different fried foods, including that famous fried cheese bread kind of thing that Brazil is famous for. And I'm also going to have my first Caipirinha. So anyway, here we go. So I'm staying at a hotel on Avenue Paulista called Melia Paulista, and I decided to go out for the first time and see what kind of food is available over here in São Paulo. And I've heard about these different fried goodies, and some stuff with cheese in it, some stuff with broccoli, some stuff with meats. I didn't get a fish one because they didn't have any, but there are some in fish. Now, normally I would want to show you this, me getting it at the market, because it's kind of fun to look at what's going on in the city. But one of the guys, one of the people staying at this hotel said, hey, don't take your iPhone out over here because people have been stealing iPhones and mine got stolen, So that's what he told me, I didn't get my stolen, but his did. Yeah, I felt awful about that. That's horrible when you're in another country and your iPhone gets stolen. That's really a problem. I wouldn't even like it in the US. But anyway, so rather than showing you guys me getting it there, I figured it would be safer bet to take it back to the hotel here. So I'm sorry that this is visually a little bit dull perhaps, but I will let you know what I think of these things. And hopefully I'll figure out, maybe if I have a friend or somebody with me to watch my back, maybe I might, be able to bring out the phone in some safe instances where maybe I'm not so much out there on the street. Anyway, we'll see what this stuff's like. So the first thing I tried with this croissant. Man, it's really good. Oddly enough, it's kind of like a cheese croissant, but there's almost something kind of custardy about it as well. Really yummy, nice smooth custardy texture. And as I ate it some more, there's a little bit of sweetness, and because cheese is a little bit of savory, but I swear that there's a little hint of a ham flavor in here, even though there's not ham in this particular one. They had another one that was made of ham, and I don't know if that's just some cross contamination or something happened, although I didn't come across any pieces of ham in here that I noticed. Or if this is purposely, they put a little bit maybe of the fat or something from the ham and mix it in there. I really don't know, but it's quite tasty. I really like it. And even though I don't eat as much meat as a lot of people do, I eat some, and I wanted to try something that had some kind of meat in it. I could have gotten a chicken one. I'll have to try that later, and some sausage ones. But this is a carne. This seems like, almost feels like raw. I don't know exactly how they cook it or whatever, but it's got that kind of, although I've never eaten ground beef raw or anything, but it just seems really kind of like smooth and not exactly like ground beef. It's kind of smooth, very smooth. I don't know if word would be the way it's been blended in here, and it's got a really pleasant taste to it. I don't know how I'd characterize it. Almost like maybe it's probably wrong, but almost a lime kind of flavor or something. I honestly don't know how to describe this, but it's yummy, and the dough, as you can see, is pretty thick on here, but not too much. It all blends in with the meat very nicely, so you don't have too much of one or the other thing. But very, very pleasant, very, very savory, and kind of almost creamy, I guess, is the consistency of it. Another thing that came to mind eating this again is it's kind of got, flavor-wise, it kind of has that flavor of like very thinly sliced roast beef that you get at a deli. So it's really, got a richness to it. It's not bland in any sort of way. And that's the closest comparison I can come up with flavor-wise, but yet with a somewhat creamy kind of texture. And this is that famous Brazilian cheese bread. You don't know where the bread ends and the cheese begins. It all just kind of blended all together. There's kind of a butteriness to it. I've got a feeling that this is maybe a lot better if it's really kind of warmed up a bit. It's kind of room temperature right now, and I think it would benefit from that. This is so popular that even at Disney World they have it at the Epcot Center. Yeah, so it's good. I can see why a lot of people like it. I mean, it's cheese and it's bread. Why not? All right, I hate to say it because I do consider myself to be a person who really does like vegetables quite a bit, and thinks more people, well, at least I like to have more vegetables in my diet than usually available. However, this thing, I wasn't too crazy about it. The bread is a little bit thick on there. It's got a nice taste of bread. You can see there's some maybe sesame seeds or something on there. And the broccoli filling, it kind of makes me think of like cream of broccoli soup. So I'm not real crazy about this one, I'm sorry to say. It's just if I'm going to eat something vegetarian. Of course, I tend to lean more towards Thai cuisine where the vegetables are all fresh and they aren't cooked to death, you know. So, I mean, that's another thing. But anyway, just my thought about this one. Yeah, and so I decided also to get the Caipirinha. This is actually the first one I will have had. Traditional one is like, I think, lemon or lime. This one has passion fruit in it, and the guy at the bar seemed to like it a lot. I just thought this is like bar food here, this stuff, so I thought this would go good with it. And yeah, I gotta say, it packs a punch. Very flavorful. I do taste kind of a citrusy quality to it as well, and not sure how I characterize the passion fruit. Tasting salt too, because you put quite a bit of salt in there, but and I'm feeling the alcohol after just sipping a little bit of it. So yeah, it definitely packs a punch, but I think it will go good with these things, and also hopefully get a good night's sleep tonight and be feeling better, more energetic tomorrow. It's always the case for me. First day on a trip, I tend to be a little bit fried, a little discombobulated, a little exhausted, and this is no different. But you know, I get used to it. David will show me around, and I can start getting a little bit more comfortable with the place. But it's a journey, an adventure. So that does it for this episode of Roundabout with Dan. I hope you enjoyed it despite the somewhat boring setting of just being in a hotel room. But hopefully it was informative and you had some fun, kind of exploring this food. And come check it out. I highly recommend it. And do hit the subscribe button and the like button. And please leave comments too. I always love to hear from you guys. And I hope you guys have a great day. And thank you for watching.